I said, Maggie, you want to go on a mission with me? And she goes, well, yeah, where would we go? I said, I don't know, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Mexico. She goes, Africa?
Is it going?
Yeah. This is a story about small acts of kindness, paying it forward with knowledge, and a father-daughter trip of a lifetime. Dr. Pete is a chiropractor, and I spent 3 weeks with him in Kenya. This is just one of those days.
Nose and chin in the middle. Push to the right. Push to the left. Push backwards. Push frontwards. 4, 5, 6 times a day, many times a day. The muscles get strong, clicking will go away. Yes, good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Neurologically, we had treated this one, but because we went into the brain and up to here and the brain talks to itself, we've improved both shoulders.
And he knows a lot about a lot. Dr. Pete shared applicable anatomy and neurological information to medical students right under this tree because it was our only source of shade for the day.
You've got 600 muscles that move your body. You got 6 sets that move your eyes. You can hide things in 600 muscles. You can't hide it in 6. That's why I check his eyes, because the more you have to share, the more you can give away. If you don't have much, you don't have, so we've got to help those muscles be as strong as they can be for as long as they can be, okay? So let's start with you on your tummy. We come to Africa and we think we're gonna do something great and we'll help people, but if we don't leave something useful behind, what good have we really done? Quadratus lumborum, now the erector spinae longissimus.
Gave soccer balls at a school,
Yeah.
and you thought it was a little thing, and it was a bit overwhelming, was it not?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maggie may be a shy kid, and she may not say a lot, but the wheels are always turning in Maggie's head, and she's always present. And right at this moment, she's about to have a life-altering moment.
I asked a bunch of my friends on my soccer team if they'd want to give balls to the kids we met here, and a bunch of them were just willing to, so then I gathered up a bunch of balls, and this school seemed like they needed a bunch, so we gave them 4, and right when we walked in, they all started clapping. Like, we didn't even tell them we were giving them, but they just started clapping, it was just super cool to see. Like, at home I had 5 soccer balls sitting in my house, just like not even being used. So my name is Maggie. Maggie, can you say that? Yes. And I play football. Do you guys play football?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So I asked a bunch of my friends to gather up balls so I could bring them to you guys.
I think in this moment, everybody's in a bit of shock, especially Maggie. I mean, none of this was planned, and now you walk into a room with 50 Kenyan students, and you're not sure if they understand what you're saying. So it's a bit awkward.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you've been watching any other episode in this series, you know anytime we present something or offer something, it's followed by a song and dance. I wish I had 50 different cameras to show you the different 50 faces of excitement. Because what just happened here doesn't happen here.
Explain that to somebody in America that Well, you brought 4 soccer balls into a classroom.
I told you what my classmates said.
You know, you walk into that room, and it's a dirt floor. It's the kind of place that we kept our horses or we stacked hay bales in. Hand made trusses, and I worked in a rafter factory, so I look at that kind of stuff. And these kids are so grateful to have a place out of the sun and a place to study. And we walk into the balls that Maggie and her teammates collected. It changed the lives of, 50 or 100 little African children that would never have a chance to do that otherwise. And it pulls it at your heart, and it makes you glad to be a part of this. Makes you really glad. I'm happy to be here, even though it may not seem that way.
Maggie and Pete have one of the coolest father-daughter relationships I've ever seen. You know they love each other, and you know they respect each other. They make each other laugh, and they also offer a shoulder to cry on. They share their passions, and they share their compassion for others.
I just felt so selfish. Cause I think I had 6 or 7 soccer balls laying around my house before I came here. And I was just like, what? Like, they're so happy to have 2 and there's like 60 of them in here. And here I am sitting around with 7 and I can't even use them all.
We're so fortunate, you know. Jeffrey, you and I are so fortunate. I mean, there have been hard times in my life, but nothing like these guys have on a daily basis. This simple gesture by Maggie and her teammates to give them this ball. And we walked into that room and they started applauding, you know? When a soccer ball's a month's wages here, that really kind of helps you get in perspective how fortunate we are. It makes me so glad for her to see that. It makes me so glad to be a part of it. I was proud of her. Proud of the size of her heart. Proud that as an 18-year-old, she just gets it. That's so powerful. And as a dad, man, you know, you got to throw the keys to somebody. Why not her?
I get so happy for people who have moments like Maggie and Pete had, because she's never going to forget that. She will probably be humbled for the rest of her life, knowing that abundance and the idea of what that means completely shifted in her mind. Usually when people think of abundance, they think of money, they think of wealth. But compared to people in these African situations, abundance might be that you have 9 soccer balls in your garage because they have 0. A soccer ball in this community, people said, was about a month's wages. When you look at wages in this part of the world, they're lucky if they make $3 to $5 a day. What is there, 20, 25 work days in a month? So you start doing the math, and they're only making a couple $100 a month. They still got to pay for food and rent, maybe school. So the money that's left over, when we say it's a month's wages, that's what it takes them to save, because they obviously have other expenses. I know Maggie and Pete will never forget this moment. You hope that those kids in that classroom never forget this moment. And what you really hope for when you do these mission trips and donations is not to change that community that day, and not even to change the world over time. What you really hope for is that you will spark one kid, just one kid, to make a difference where he is. And you hope a donation of any kind can be the catalyst for change. And that's how I see it in my shoes.
How do we do it sitting down?
Well, first of all, you don't use that foot. Oh, this is not gonna look as cool. And
It might, but we don't know. I know we're doing this. That's awesome. Done. It's over.